Hey guys, I've been looking around trying to find some of my car dealership emblems that I have, and I've misplaced some of them. This is not all of them, but I've misplaced some. And to be honest with you, they're pretty hard to find nowadays. There's a lot of other people that's like myself, believe it or not, that are doing the same thing. Especially if you have an old car or an old truck, antique car or truck, like they'll get something like this. Say like they have a Ford, they'll put this on the back of it, or any of these here. But anyway, and while I was digging around trying to find these, and I've got some more somewhere, I've misplaced them, but I'll find them. But I dug in and got all this stuff, so I thought if you had a few minutes, we would just kind of share and look and see what all I do have. Let me get a little bit closer here. This is one of my prize ones because uh, this come off a car that I actually owned several years ago. Well, probably 15 years ago. It was a 73 Chevy Impala. And boy, it sure was a good car. It's a four-door car. Wasn't nothing special about it other than it had always been in my family. But I'll tell you a quick story on it, then I'll move on. But it's a big old four-door 73 Impala. Now, if you don't know how big those cars are, they are huge. And my uncle had it, and my grandmother bought it, and she drove it for years, and then I wound up with it. And the reason I wound up with it is because she had it parked on the side of the road, and a guy was driving a dump truck and dropped his cigarette down in the dump truck on the floorboard or something and was trying to pick it up. And when he did, he went down the side took out the whole side of the car of that Impala. Of course, he kept going, and my grandmother never could find out who it was. You know how people are, which kind of disturbed me quite a bit. But anyway, I wound up with the car, and I had a lot of fun out of that car. It run really good, but it was, it looked terrible. And I used to go to cruise-ins in it. It's a big old, like butternut yellow colored car. And as I said, the whole side was took out of it. It looked horrible. So I made it look even worse by taking the hubcaps off of it, and you know, I kind of quit washing the car, and it looked pretty bad. And I would go to cruise-ins in it, and I would make up these signs, and I'd put them in the windows, please do not touch, and all this other stuff, and I would leave the windows down. I'd be like the first one there, and as soon as I got there, I would walk away from the car. So nobody knew whose car it was really. And I'd raise the hood, and I'd have, please do not touch, all this stuff. And oh my goodness, I had so much fun out of that car. What I would walk up to the car and act like it's the first time I'd ever seen it too. So just picture, the whole side tore out by a dump truck. I mean, it looked bad. But the funniest part about having that car was I had these two guys walk up to the car, and I walked up too, act like I'd never seen it before. And the one guy turned to his buddy, after looking under the hood, it just had no 350 in it, and it was dirty, real dirty. And one guy turned to his buddy and he said, "What in the hell is so special about this car?" And I heard him say that, and I had to walk off because I was just about to crack up. It was really funny. But you could see their faces about why was this car there at the cruising, when all the other nice cars and trucks are there. But anyway, okay, I got sidetracked. This is another one, a car dealership emblem. All these are made out of pot metal, but it's missing the I. It's supposed to be Capital Chevrolet in Nashville. I don't know if they're still open or not. I don't know if any of these are still open. Superior Volkswagen in Nashville, Tennessee. I've had these for years, and I've also got a Volkswagen emblem. I think this went on a Volkswagen Beetle that sat on top of the trunk lid. Pretty sure that's where it come from. But anyway, and here's the one I got last week, the Morristown Lincoln Mercury Incorporated. The best, I'm trying to show you this, the best place to trade, Tennessee. Of course, then you got Dobbs Ford in Memphis. But I thought I'd show you some of this stuff. Here's some more pot metal stuff. This is from a Plymouth. I can't tell you what year. I'm assuming early 50s. But see, it's pot metal. See how easy it is to break? I mean, it's just, if you bend it in any way, it breaks. And you can't really weld up pot metal. Of course, I could probably JB weld it or super glue it or something together, but I don't have a Plymouth to put it on. I just like emblems. Of course, got these from a GMC Jimmy, the utility, what do you call them? SUVs. Yeah, I got those just because they were easy to get to. Got this Impala, and I'm thinking it's from the 80s. I'm thinking, and I got this one. Ordered this off of eBay, if I recall. I could be wrong, but I think this is right. It's Impala SS. And I had this, I think I had this one at one time on my mailbox. It said Impala SS. When I had my 62 Super Sport, I had my mailbox with flames on it, painted flames. It's a pretty cool mailbox. And I had Impala SS on each side of the mailbox. But it's long gone now. I think I had a lot of people comment about that mailbox back in the day, and I don't really know what happened to it. Probably got stole or beat up. And this is some more stuff I collected. If you've kept up my channel, you know that back in days when I had hair back in the 70s and stuff, why I used to ride around in a lot of my friends' cars, and two or three of them had Gremlin X's. So I've had these for years too. Not off their cars, just at the salvage junkyard. This is from a Grand Sport Buick. I was going to put it on. What was I going to put it? Oh, I was going to put it on that Oldsmobile Cutlass I have, that silver four-door car. I was going to put it on, but I never did. I'm just all talk a lot of times. I know you're thinking this stuff's plastic, and it is, but this one's in pretty good shape. And everything's just going to, even getting away from the plastic, it's just writing on there, not decal. This is from a Buick, and if I recall correctly, I think this is from a 57 Buick. You know how you go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something, you can buy all those fender, looks like vents. That's what this is from. It's from a Buick. A lot of people stick them on their cars or trucks. I don't, but some people do, but I'm just not really into that too much. Another Chevrolet. And for all you older people like me, I know you're going to remember YUGOs. I got these at the junkyard. I'm missing the Y on this. I don't know what happened to it. Got me a Chevrolet. I think this is a grill emblem. I'm assuming a square body. As I said, this video might be pretty boring. This is a wheel cover. But I got this because I thought if I ever run across a steering wheel that is missing the center cap, I try to make things look just a little bit different and unique. I thought I might pop that in there, but so far I haven't run across one. Steering wheels are kind of hard to find around here that don't have an airbag associated with it. This is off, of course, a Honda motorcycle. And I was playing around one day and just kind of colored it in black, and I never did finish cleaning it up. Thought about putting this on I'm supposed to have two of these. I thought about putting this on my Ranger, because it's got two exhaust pipes. I thought somebody might think it's a 5.0, but I never did. I think about stupid stuff like that, and most of the time I don't follow through. Luckily, I have my wife to keep me in line. This is a horn button off a Chevy, of course. I'm thinking it's probably 52, 53, 54. I'm wanting to say 53 real bad, but This is off a Chevy Monza. Back in the 70s, they had Chevy Monzas and Monza Spiders, and they were pretty quick cars. I used to ride in them going to college back in the day. Monza Spider. I had a friend. Unfortunately, he has passed away years ago, but his dad owned a local Chevrolet dealership here in town, and we were good friends, and we would ride back and forth to school together. When I drove, he'd pile in mine, and in his turn, I'd pile in his, and he always had a brand new car. It'd be a 70 Chevelle SS or a Monza Spider, brand new. His dad, as I said, owned the dealership, so he was pretty fortunate. But let me tell you, that Monza Spider would get up and go, and that Chevelle would too. He would drive that Chevelle Super Sport to high school, and he didn't care really about keeping it in good shape or nothing, because another week or two he'd be driving something else different. His dad had let him drive, and I thought, man, how fortunate to have a dad that owns a car dealership that you can drive whatever you want to. And of course, it had dealer plates, so it was insured. So I really envied him quite a bit. This is what this is. This is a Lincoln, and this is an older one. I'm going to say it's from the 70s. Got the studs and the nuts on it still, but stuff like this, it's easy to get to at the junkyard, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I'll grab them just because it's there. And I'm smart enough now in my old age to know that things change. Just like I was talking about earlier about steering wheels. I used to go to the junkyard all the time and pull steering wheels by hand, just, loosen the nut, pull it with all my strength and finally get it to come off. And I'd put it on something I had. You can't find them anymore. Everything's airbag and, not worth getting. And me, I've got older trucks and older cars. So, changing out steering wheels now is pretty much out of the question. So anyway, I'm hoping that you like this. I've got these here, and I've got some more, as I said, somewhere of these car dealership emblems. I kind of collect them. I've got some friends that look for their last names specifically, like Kilpatrick, or I've got some friends by the last name of Walker, and they look for Walkers, and they've been fortunate enough to find some. But you have to go to really, really old junkyards, and usually if you're in them areas, there's snakes and stuff. So wintertime's about the only time you can really go look for stuff like this, and waspers, ticks, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I thought you might get a kick out of this. I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't mean to bore you, but I thought while I had these out and I knew where they were at, I better make a video before they come up mysteriously missing again. And I keep thinking I can remember where I said stuff, but I can't. I've gotten old and I can't remember nothing. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Please subscribe. Leave me a comment. If you would, I sure would appreciate that a whole lot. Trying to get more subscribers. And I'm on Facebook, Primer Is Best, and Instagram, Primer Is Best, all one word. Thanks for watching. And if you have any emblems like this if you're like me, don't mean to extend this video any longer than it needs to be, but if you have any stuff like this that you collect, man, just shoot me tell me on Facebook or Instagram, show me what you have, I just enjoy stuff like this. It really doesn't cost very much. Usually you can get stuff like this for $1 or something, It's not worth nothing in weight or metal because it's pot metal, so it's all pretty cheap, and I just enjoy looking at them. Makes me think back to my childhood or younger days, like I said, but back when I had hair. Hey, y'all have a good, and I'll check you later. See ya.